Wack 100 is always calling out snitches, but some people think he might be the biggest Fed in the rap game. And today we're breaking down why his name in the industry might be completely finished. We're going to look at Wack 100's entire history of alleged snitching. But first, let's talk about the biggest case he's tied to right now. In March 2025, Big U and 18 other alleged members of the Rollin 60s Crips were hit with a massive RICO indictment, and Wack's name came up all over the paperwork. Police Big U and his homie Bay allegedly threatened someone and told them to stop working with Wack. Why? Because Big U believed Wack 100 was secretly working with law enforcement as an informant. The paperwork also says Big U once caught Wack 100 slipping while he was out with his wife and daughter. Big U had around 20 guys with him. Wack was strapped, but he knew he wouldn't make it out alive if things went left. That's when he allegedly begged Big U, saying, "Don't do this, my wife and kids are in that car." The cops were also tapping Big U's phone. On one call, he was heard saying he wanted to break Wack 100's jaw. On another, he said he wanted to beat the poor balls out of him before Big U turned himself in for the RICO case. He even posted a video calling Wack out, straight up accusing him of working with the FBI.
This is my property. It was actually about Wack. Wack, loose cannon, 600, and this internet stuff. Wack said 100 times he was gonna take my contracts. He working with the FBI. The FBI went to the city 3 days in a row and told the city they didn't want nobody to give me no more money. They went to all the different celebrities and told all the different celebrities, don't give me no money, don't help me, don't do nothing for me. They going around scaring and intimidating everybody.
Another person caught up in the Big U RICO case is Brick Baby. Wack 100 has been calling him a snitch for a while now, especially because of the Lil Durk murder case. Lil Durk and his OTF crew are facing murder charges for allegedly killing Quando. Rondo's cousin Lil Pop Wack 100 believes Brick Baby is working with the feds and helping build a case against Durk. According to Wack, Brick Baby and Lil Durk were tied to the case at the same time, and he claims Brick Baby is the reason people started pointing fingers at Durk in the first place.
I thought that shooting was a bad weed deal between some Armenians or Persians. That's what the world thought.
But then Brick Baby went on No Jumper and dry snitch on Lil Durk and his crew.
Nobody.
Yeah.
They say you can't say that no more.
Why? Oh yeah, because of no. Like
They
who died?
say you can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Oh who?
Nah, cause Lil Pop.
Then a few months later, the feds raided Brick Baby's crib and found an AK-47. It looked like it was just a gun case at first, but Wag said the cops really wanted Brick Baby's phone to use against Lil Durk.
Baby just got picked up by the feds. What's happening? When your court date, right? We're under the presumption that it's an AK-47 case. But what really happened was they came there to get his cell phone.
There were also rumors going around that Brick Baby snitched on Big U, but according to Wack 100, that's not true. Wack actually said Brick Baby is a victim in the Big U case because he was being extorted. Wack explained that the reason Brick Baby isn't part of the RICO indictment is because he wasn't involved, he was being taken advantage of. He says Big U was extorting Brick Baby, taking a cut of everything he was making in the streets. Wack claims that Big U is the reason Brick Baby ended up getting locked up in the first place because Big U was talking about him on a tapped phone line. The cops allegedly heard Big U talking about Brick Baby handing him money after hitting a lick, and one of the main reasons people are now calling Wack a Fed is because he knew about the Big U RICO indictment before anyone else did. Wack even called into the No Jumper podcast and said he warned Big U's wife about what was coming.
You got the message, you hit up Big U's wife, you said, "Sis, 911, one sec, let me get Solo," and you gave him a heads up.
What I tell him?
You said, "One sec, let me get Solo. He needs to leave. Bad." In caps, all caps. He needs to leave.
I said so bad, right?
Yeah, full bad.
What the 600 saying this shit is 4 rolling 60 telling on it.
After Big U turned himself in and said Wakana was working with the feds, Wack aired him out like crazy, but made his own situation even worse. Wack started clapping back at Big U, but then Wack made even more people call him a snitch, because he started talking about Big U's murder case.
I'm Eugene Henley, developing options. I'm here for the people. I'm here for the community. Kill the motherfucking kid though, right? You bitch ass nigga.
Big U was facing charges for allegedly killing a man named Ran Williams and leaving his body in the desert outside Las Vegas. Ran wasn't just a rapper signed to Big U's label. He used to be a football player too, and Big U had coached him. Since he was a kid, Big U's son, Dion Henley, currently plays in the NFL for the Chargers and was also close with Ron. Big U hasn't been convicted of killing Ron Williams, but Wack 100 claimed that Dion doesn't even speak to his dad anymore. Because of what happened, Wack even said that Big U beat his own son nearly to death 6 or 7 times. According to Wack, Big U is a monster who killed an innocent man. That rant got people calling Wack a snitch again since he was talking wild about an open murder case and basically saying Big U was guilty. At the same time, people started questioning how Wack knew so much about the RICO case before it became public. Wack claimed he had inside info from Ron Williams' sister. He even played a phone call where she told him Big U's DNA was found under Ron's fingernails. She said, "Your name is in my brother's nails." That's how, according to Wack, he knew the feds were getting ready to take Big U down, but Wack also got caught lying. After Big U got arrested, Wack called into No Jumper and told everyone that Adam 22 had been picked up by the feds too. That turned out to be completely false. Adam later told DJ Vlad that he was never arrested.
I was playing poker at my house one day, and my girl actually intercepted the person ringing my buzzer outside. I didn't see it. She told him that I wasn't home. Basically, they wanted to serve me with a subpoena. Now, when I hear that, I get nervous. Call my lawyer. I'm like, hey, can you guys call this guy and figure out exactly what's going on with this? They call, they had a series of questions they wanted to ask the feds to basically figure out what the nature of this was going to be. And I never even ended up having a conversation with him.
Everyone's talking about Wack 100 and the Big Who RICO, but this isn't the first time they beefed about snitching back in 2024. A documentary came out on World Star Hip Hop that allegedly exposed Wack for being a snitch Wack, and his legal team sued to get the video taken down, and Wack claims that Big U was the one who paid World or Hip Hop to show the video.
Big U did.
How
And
do you
this
know?
stupid motherfucker, let me tell you.
How do you know?
I know because he got a contract with World Star. World Star is trusted, right? He called and get it put up because he emotional because we've been exposing his ratting, right? Now we got paperwork to his ratting, so it's different, right? So when it got that put up, World Star just trusted the dude.
Big U has been calling Wack 100 a snitch, but Wack fired back saying he has paperwork proving that Big U and Brick Baby actually snitched on a rapper named Sue Surf. Sue Surf is from New Jersey, but he allegedly reps the Rolling 60s Crips, just like Big U and Brick Baby Surf, and his crew got hit with a RICO case, and Wack claims Big U and Brick Baby helped the feds lock him up. A World Star hip-hop documentary that accused Wack of being a snitch got taken down, but a YouTube channel called Street Certified News did a deep dive into the situation. They claimed Wack really was involved in a wild case, one that even included Shaquille O'Neal. Back in 2008, a Main Street Mafia Crip named Stutterbox had gotten into music production and was working with Shaq's record label Stutterbox, allegedly hooked up with Shaq's wife, and told Shaq he made a sex tape with her. That led to Shaq allegedly getting some other gang members to kidnap Stutterbox and beat him up. At the time, a business manager named Mark Stevens was working with Shaq. He was reportedly involved in the whole situation. 5 months after Stutterbox was kidnapped, police caught Stevens on a wiretap talking to Dell, the alleged leader of the Main Street Mafia Crips. In the call, Stevens asked if Dell wanted to speak with Wack, but Dell said no. Wack 100 and Stutterbox were neighbors and partied together, so they were cool. Back then, rumors say Wack gave the police information on the gang during this time, and wiretap documents a confidential informant named Back tried to contact Dell, leaving 2 voicemails on Stevens' phone. People believe Back was actually Wack 100 trying to warn them that Stutterbox was cooperating with police. Eventually, Dell and other gang members got arrested for the kidnapping, but the case fell apart due to weak evidence. Wack later claimed he saved them from serious time, but being linked to paperwork in that case only fueled rumors that he was an informant. And there's more people say there's even stronger proof that Wack has been working with the feds for nearly 20 years. In 2005, Wack and his brother were pulled over for speeding in Texas. He told the cops they were heading to a funeral, but refused a vehicle search. A K-9 unit was brought in and found a shotgun, a rifle, and a pistol in the car. Both Wack and his brother were already convicted felons, so they were hit with gun charges. Wack posted bail and returned to LA, where he was still working with Suge Knight at Death Row Records. 2 years later, the cops came after Suge and his crew, but Wack's name was nowhere in that case, even though he had ties to everyone involved. And when the Main Street Mafia Crips were indicted for the Stutterbox case, Wack's name was in the paperwork. Right after that, Wack's gun charges in Texas got dropped. He said it was because the cops had no evidence and that the search was illegal, but court documents say the case was dismissed in the interest of justice, which doesn't line up with his story. Rumors say that Wack started cooperating with authorities right after his Texas arrest, and that he's been feeding them info ever since. What makes it even crazier is that Wack constantly calls out other people for snitching even without proof. For example, during the YSL Rico trial, Gunna got a lot of hate for taking an Alford plea and admitting YSL was a gang. Wack jumped in and claimed he had a 2-hour interrogation video where Gunna allegedly said a lot more. Wack said he was giving Gunna a chance to admit he snitched or he'd leak the full video.
Hey, Gunna, listen. I'm putting it together. I'm gonna give you some time. I don't know, 24 hours, 12 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour. I don't know. I'm gonna give you some time though, Gunna. For you to go ahead on and confess. Confess to the world about all the
Gunna never responded to Wack 100's threats, and Wack never released the so-called video he claimed to have. Wack also tried to throw dirt on BG by saying he snitched, but he had no proof. BG is a New Orleans rap legend who signed to Birdman's Cash Money label when he was just 12 years old. But in 2009, police pulled him over and found 3 guns in his car. He got hit with a 14-year sentence and served 11 years before getting released in 2023. When he came home, he was shown a lot of love across the rap game. Then out of nowhere, Wack 100 started spreading rumors that BG had snitched on someone, but again, he had no evidence. In fact, BG's former cellmate even did an interview and said BG had nothing but respect in prison. Wack calling BG a snitch sparked a beef with Birdman and Lil Boozy. Boozy called Wack a clown, and a lot of people think Wack was just lying about having paperwork on. BG Wack is also known for recording phone calls and playing them on Clubhouse to expose people, but the fact that he's always recording conversations makes him look even more like an informant. On top of that, Wack doesn't just spread rumors, he's even accused people of murder. For example, J Diggs, a West Coast rapper who was close with Mac Dre, got called out by Wack. Mac Dre was murdered in 2004, and the case was never solved. But Wack went on No Jumper and said J Diggs was responsible for Mac Dre's death. Even crazier, Wack also claimed that J Diggs set up his own son to get murdered.
And so you want to talk about how he lined his son up to get killed for the insurance money.
See, what is
we
that?
ain't talking, we can talk about it, we ain't talking about it.
It's not clear where the beef really started, but J Diggs also dropped a diss track called 3 Finger Wack and rapped, "You a hoe-ass kid, you don't want this beef, plus you talk too much like you don't want your teeth. Yeah, I heard all the gossip I got you. About to run up in the clubhouse and drop some niggas." Then Wack even got clowned by Adam because he was talking crazy about J Diggs and still ducked the fay when J Diggs tried to link up with him. You bring up Jason Love. I'm going bring up
Jason Love, I'm gonna bring up J Diggs.
So
When are we
what?
squabbling?
And so what?
When
J Diggs don't want to come playing with me, bro.
Yeah, he was here trying to line up the fade.
He don't see, that's the problem. Here goes the problem.
No, the problem is, I just want to clarify, I'm only bringing up the thing that you don't want to talk about because
I don't
you
give
are
a
bringing
fuck.
up a fake story
You
about
not
me.
a man that your
You
wife.
ducking J Diggs is real spill.
What I ducky mad?
Gunna never responded to Wack 100's threats, and Wack never released the so-called video he claimed to have. Wack also tried to throw dirt on BG by saying he snitched, but he had no proof. BG is a New Orleans rap legend who signed to Birdman's Cash Money label when he was just 12 years old. But in 2009, police pulled him over and found 3 guns in his car. He got hit with a 14-year sentence and served 11 years before getting released in 2023. When he came home, he was shown a lot of love across the rap game. Then out of nowhere, Wack 100 started spreading rumors that BG had snitched on someone, but again, he had no evidence. In fact, BG's former cellmate even did an interview and said BG had nothing but respect in prison. Wack calling BG a snitch sparked a beef with Birdman and Lil Boozy. Boozy called Wack a clown, and a lot of people think Wack was just lying about having paperwork on. BG Wack is also known for recording phone calls and playing them on Clubhouse to expose people. But the fact that he's always recording conversations makes him look even more like an informant. On top of that, Wack doesn't just spread rumors, he's even accused people of murder. For example, J Diggs, a West Coast rapper, who was close with Mac Dre, got called out by Wack. Mac Dre was murdered in 2004 and the case was never solved. But Wack went on No Jumper and said J Diggs was responsible for Mac Dre's death. Even crazier, Wack also claimed that J Diggs set up his own son to get murdered.